to this week's Foundation Friday. I am joined today by Laverne Gordon from Love Life Now Foundation and George Parker, co-CEO of VenSource Capital. Thanks for joining me, George and Laverne.
Thank you for having us, Jesse.
Thank you for having us.
So today we are here to talk about BFEN, Black Equipment Finance Network. So yes. I said it right, and we're just going to move on. We're going to move on from there. So, you know, if you don't mind, I guess before I jump in there, just kind of introduce yourselves real quick. And we'll start with Laverne.
Yeah, thanks, Jesse. So Laverne Gordon, as you mentioned, I am the president of Love Life Now Foundation, which is focused around domestic violence awareness year-round. But I'm also still, since 1999, off and on with Boston Financial and Equity Corporation in the national sales development capacity.
Thank you, Laverne.
And I'm George Parker, co-CEO of VenSource Capital. And our firm is involved with financing venture capital startup companies, providing equipment financing. For many, many years, folks knew me from Leasing Technologies International, and we did similar things. But our new firm, I knew as of 7 years ago, is VenSource Capital.
Well, excellent, and thank you for that. So let's just jump right into BFEN, if you guys, guy and gal, don't mind. You know, why? Yeah, go ahead, George.
Go ahead, Jesse.
No, I was going to say, like, you know, what was the vision behind it, and just kind of just a general introduction to the network, if you don't mind.
Okay, sure. I guess about 6 months ago, I and a few other Black equipment finance professionals were talking among ourselves, and we realized that many of us didn't know each other.
Okay.
We didn't know how many Black professionals were in the industry, but what we did know is that our participation level was not that great. You know, both from senior management point of view, being involved with capital raising or deploying capital, and you know, there was an opportunity to get us all together, at least meet one another, and see if we could tackle some of this, the DEI effort, you know, participation within the industry, and professional development, mentoring, recruiting people to the industry. So that was the original idea for the Black Equipment Finance Network.
Excellent.
Yeah, and I'll say that I was drawn to the effort because of a shared experience to at least one of parts of the mission. Coming into the industry, and Jesse, you heard this story in part at one of the recent panels that we sat on together, that, you know, joining the industry back in 1999 with my first show being in 2000, my first conference being in 2001, walking into that space, not only as a woman, but as a woman of color.
Yeah.
And you know, where it was completely dominated, a completely dominated male industry at the time, it was daunting. So, you know, George, who was one of the first gentlemen that talked to me, you know, that sort of trend trickled on for me throughout many conferences where it was maybe just myself and another person of color that would be in the space or in the room at that time. And that's continued for many years, while there have been some measured efforts to sort of disband that, there's so much more to be done. So this effort completely spoke to me and others that, you know, initially joined the group, and sort of trying to tackle, like George said, some of these issues around that.
No, what's interesting is, Laverne, you were talking last week on it, right? I think you said George was one of the first people that came up to you. I want to say, George, you're probably one of the first people that came up to me at my conference too, when I was 23 in Teaneck, New Jersey. So
that just means that I'm an old guy, you know. I don't know what it says about anything else that I've been around for a long time.
Well, kudos to you, because it really made an impression, and I'll continue to say that sometimes it takes just that one person at any one of these industry events to speak to you, to make it okay to, you know, then move on to the next person to speak with them and open up that networking floor. So it's completely meant a lot to me. And I think BFEN, Black Equipment Finance Network, is, you know, going to continue to help foster that for others coming up in the industry that find it also daunting. So I'm really excited about, you know, what we are poised to do. There's much room and much allyship needed to sort of continue down this road and enhancing the mission.
I just want to just say one thing before we move forward. It's been just a great pleasure for someone like me, who's been around the industry for a long time, to see you guys blossom and do the great things that you're doing with the Equipment Finance Cares, and then Laverne is involved with domestic violence and, you know, doing great things within the industry. Just to see young folks like you guys blossom and do these things, and meeting you when you kind of first came into the industry, it's just a great pleasure.
No,
we appreciate that, George.
And thank you, George, for that. But at the end of the day, if we didn't have mentors like you in this industry, then to hear our ideas and give us, you know, some feedback and everything else, and just support, you know, we wouldn't be where we're at today. Well, I know I wouldn't be. Laverne, she's a superwoman, so maybe she'd be wherever she wants to be.
Seriously, I mean, you know, all jokes aside, it really, I can't tell you, and like I said, it left a lasting impression on me. I was so green and new to the industry, and to have giants like you and Randy Hogg and Debbie Monison, who was my principal, you know, it has meant a lot and continued to mean a lot, because you guys have not just been, you know, in person as, you know, in-person mentors, but, you know, real allies in everything that we've done. So again, just to be able to pass that on to others in the space means the absolute world. And I know that BFEN is going to be that for others coming up in this space. And again, really excited about it. So thank you, George.
So 6 months ago is when the idea started. So where are we at today? And you know, where are we going to be 12 months from now?
Well, where we are today is we've identified about 40 individuals so far. And so that's approximately the size of the group now. It ranges in terms of companies, banks, captive companies, the names that you would recognize in the industry, US Bank and, you know, CIT, lots of folks from these different companies. And we've organized ourselves. We've formed a nonprofit, you know, organization. We now have a website, although it's not fleshed out. We have a LinkedIn group. So, you know, we're in the process of organizing. And so that's kind of where we are now. But we also have activities, you know, that we've identified, things that we want to work on. We have this in-person networking event. We're going to be reaching out to the main equipment finance organizations and trying to collaborate on DEI efforts. We want to give back to the industry. So, you know, we'll be supporting efforts like yours, Jesse, with the Equipment Finance Cares and other, you know, good efforts within the industry. So we have a number of things that, you know, we've identified to push. To push our mission, and so that's kind of where we are now.
Perfect. And you know, and how? So you have a website. Do you guys have a logo yet?
Yeah,
we have a fresh new logo.
I'm gonna have to get my hands on that so we can add it to EFC's page for for an industry trade partner.
Love to do that.
Okay.
We'll get you more on the website. It's really in the, you know.
Hey, trust me. I get it. I get it. I mean, shameful. I mean, if you go to EFC's website, you can blame me for everything that's on there, good or bad. So people are like, why is my picture so big? Laverne's like, why'd you do that? I'm like, I don't know, like, leave me alone. It's up there, right? Like, sorry.
Whatever works. But yes, we do have the sort of the skeleton of the website up already. And we're really excited about that. The logo is already out. As George mentioned, we have a lot of things in the pipeline. But one of the other couple things that I do want to mention that we are looking to offer is not only sponsorship of individuals that are looking to come up in the industry, but also mentorship. That is something that is, I think, going to be very huge.
Absolutely.
Folks of color that, I'm sorry, Black folks of color that are coming into the space that need some direction. You know, membership is going to be, you know, sort of the sort of the core of how we operate, and we do have guidelines for that. I'm not sure if I'm jumping ahead, but I do want to point that out. You know, that even though, you know, folks are we're open to anyone joining our group, you are going to have to, you know, fill out a membership application. There is going to be some core guidelines there as to how you join as an ally, especially if you're addressing.
I was gonna say, do you have to put like a photo up there? Like if I say, hey, I'd like to be a member.
I love it. I love it. I don't
come on. My name is Jesse James Johnson. Like my first job, people were
that name
like, wait,
alone, Jesse. That name alone. Okay.
My first job was after college was in Co-op City in the Bronx, right? Yeah. And they said, oh, we saw Jesse James Johnson and you disappointed us. You're this young white kid that we thought you were. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't change my name. Oh, I guess I could, but yeah.
There will be no discrimination. Folks will be able to, go ahead, George.
And sorry. Jesse, with a name like that, I'm sure you were the fastest gun in the Bronx.
Yeah,
Jesse James.
That's maybe the fastest guy to get out of trouble. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. But in addition to all those things, you know, George did mention that we do have an event coming up. It is our inaugural mixer that is going to coincide with the National Equipment Finance Association Spring Conference coming up in March, and it's going to be held on March 21st, so the day before the conference starts, where we are going to have a private event for members and then an open event subsequently that follows right after for anyone interested in coming to learn more about what BFEN is about. So we're very excited. That's probably going to be about 3:30. The event is in California, so folks, please keep that in mind when you're making your travel plans. And we're really excited. This inaugural mixer is really going to kick off, you know, sort of who we are seeking to be, who we're seeking to be, and give folks a really in-depth look about what BFEN is all about.
There's also a charity golf event, okay, that we plan to, you know, sponsor. So, you know, we're also about participating in the great things that are being done in and around the industry. So, you know, that's another event that we're going to participate in at NEFA.
Yes, that's spring conference.
Perfect. And if you need any support from EFC and putting on that event that day before, just let me know.
Oh, we will.
Much appreciated, and the answer is yes.
And to anybody else that is looking to support the event, we would love to have you. You can reach out to us individually on LinkedIn, or you can visit, George, I'll let you give the website.
Well, that's a good question.
Oh gosh.
Hey, okay, if I let Laverne edit this video, it'll be perfect. You would
say
it and everything else.
Exactly.
Right. It's going to be tagged because again, guys, give us a little slack. We're very new, and the website was just, you know, sort of culminated about a week or two ago. So we will have the website address if you would like to learn more. And if you're interested in sponsorships, please reach out to me. You can find me on LinkedIn. I am the sponsorship lady, and I'd love to be in contact with you. So please reach out.
And I'm sure if you Google Black Equipment Finance Network, you know, our website will pop up.
We will have it. We will have it in the comments.
The very new website might pop up.
You know what? I'm afraid to even go onto any website. I don't know the exact address anymore. Like, I don't know what's going to pop up.
If there's cryptocurrency being offered, it's not us.
It's not us. That's not us.
Well, I mean, from a sponsorship, we'll take crypto, right? I mean,
right.
Yes, right. Yes, no, that's true.
But we're really excited, and we really appreciate the opportunity to talk about, you know, what we're looking forward to and what we've already done. We're really excited about the progress that's already been made, and excited for what's to come.
No, I mean, obviously, I think over the last 18, 24 months, this industry has made a DEI push. You know, hopefully it doesn't stop and we continue it. And with networks like this, you guys can continue your mission, which is fantastic. And, you know, allies in the industry, like, I don't even consider myself an ally. I'm just a friend, right? Like, come on, we're all in this together.
Most of our allies are just our friends, just like you. And,
absolutely.
You know, we are reaching out to the DEI folks at the ELFA and NEPA, and you know, a lot of those guys are just friends. So you know, that's kind of the way our industry operates, anyways.
Absolutely. Well, George, Laverne, lovely seeing you. Appreciate your time, and look forward to. George, you going to be in Nashville?
I am not scheduled for Nashville, but okay. I may look into it.
Okay. Laverne, I'm sure I'll be seeing you there.
I'll be there. Boston Financial and Equity will have a booth, so I definitely will see you there.
Okay.
Jesse, thank you so much for doing this. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay.